Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about this article called Immersion English. What is it and does it really work? So as we have seen before, the idea of immersion program, for example, this one from the Education University of Hong Kong, this one is for prospective English teachers. For example, these people are going to be English teachers, so they have to stay in an English-speaking country for, let's say, 2 months or 3 months, so that they can be immersed in the language environment, so they can pick up the language, they can master the language, and learn the language, right? So this is the idea of an immersion program. And today we're going to look at this article called Immersion English. What is it and does it really work? So let's start with question one, right? In this question, you have to decide the question whether the statements are true, false, or not given. So statement 1A, the writer is now living in France. This statement is false, as you can see right here. The writer is actually currently living in Brazil and not in France. Therefore, A is false. Very clear enough. Statement 1B, the writer teaches English in Brazil. Now here it says he has been working as an English teacher in Southwest England, but now he's living in Brazil. But it doesn't say whether the writer is working as an English teacher at the moment in Brazil. It just says he is living in Brazil at the moment. So this one is not given. 1C, statement 1C, the writer speaks at least 3 languages. This one is true because he speaks English and he is learning Portuguese and he has learned French as well. So that's why he at least speaks 3 languages. True. 1D, the writer thinks that immersion is a flawless way. Now we have to look at this word flawless. Flawless is actually another word that means perfect. The word flaw means something that goes wrong. Okay? 缺點,錯誤,瑕疵, okay? So if something is flawless, that means it doesn't have any flaws, which means it's perfect. Okay? So immersion is a flawless way to learn a language. This one is false because here it's not perfect. It is effective, but it's not perfect. It is good, but it's not the best thing. It's not perfect. Okay, so that's one is false. All right, statement 2, you have to fill in the sentence, fill in the blanks to complete the sentence. So it is a myth. If something is a myth, the word myth is 神話. But if you say something is a myth, it means it's not true. It's a myth to say that you will automatically pick up the language simply by doing an immersion course. This is like of course not true. Some people that believe that simply by doing a program you automatically pick up the language, and that's not the case. So it's not true. You can just copy from here, right? B, it is wrong to think that immersion will guarantee or it will guarantee or promise that you are going to learn the language here. Okay, it's not a guarantee. For example, if you live there for a few months but you never actually use the language, you will not learn the language. So it's not a guarantee. Okay. Notice that here in the passage, it's a noun, a guarantee, but here we have to change it to the verb. However, the verb and the noun of guarantee is still the same word, so that's why the spelling is still the same. Okay, question 3, 4, and 5, vocabulary questions. In paragraph 9, 10, find the words that carry the meaning. Paragraph 9, find a word that means method. The answer is means. You can also use the word approach. Immersion is an approach to language. This one also means a method. You can also use the word means. Now this one is quite tricky because the word means is always coming with an S, and it means method. Okay, so we can actually say means, which is, for example, here, means. The word means is a noun that means method. Okay, so you can say means, okay, which means a method. Okay, so here goes question 3, right? Question 4, find a word that means push. Now, first things first, the word push is a verb, so you put a verb also in question 4. If you push a student into an environment, they will be learning English. So that's why the answer is plunge. Question 5. In paragraph 10, find a word that means as the only source, exclusively as the answer. That actually means if you go to a place where 100% of the people speak English, you use English 100%, then you'll be learning as fast as you want. The word exclusive means only, okay? It also has the meaning of 獨家. For example, sometimes we say exclusive news, right? 專有獨有, okay? All right, let's go back to this one. So question 6. Now list the different types of activities that immersion usually includes. Here it is, paragraph 11. So the first one, a language program that takes place in another country, or you can just say a language program. Okay, here, the first one. Secondly, travel experiences, okay, and living in another country for work, or you can just say working in another country, or having an au pair. Au pair is a French word, but it's usually used in England. In British English, an au pair is like a nanny, something like 保姆幫人哋睇細路嗰啲. You call it au pair because when you look after the children, look after the children, you speak, for example, if you look after an English-speaking baby or a child, you will be speaking English to them. So you'll be immersed in the environment, right? So if you don't know the word au pair, you can also use the word caregiver because it basically means the same thing. So having an au pair or caregiver that speaks with children in another language also works. So all come from paragraph 11. Okay, paragraph 7, the last one. Complete the following by filling in one word in each blank. Now, first thing first, you have to make sure the meaning makes sense. And the second thing is you also have to make sure that the sentence pattern, the grammar also makes sense, right? So here we go. Immersion is special because there are plenty of. I want you to highlight this word here, plenty of. Plenty of means many, 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 many. So that's why the answer A must be in plural form. And here, I want you to highlight this word here. Limitless, paragraph 14, limitless opportunities. The word limitless means without a limit, which means a lot of opportunities. So that's how you get the answer. Plenty of chances or opportunities to hear, to read, or use the language. Constant exposure is provided. You're constantly exposed to the language. You always listen, you always speak the language, right? You always read newspapers, input from TV, right? Lastly, learners will become more motivated because they really want to learn. Now, this one, you have to change the past speech. It also solves a motivation problem. Motivation is the reason why you want to do things. You call it motivation, and the noun for this one is motivation. Okay, 動機. And the verb, the adjective for this one is motivated, which means you really want to do something. Motivated, right? Change it to adjective. Okay, so here is how you get the answer. Thank you for watching. See you.